Have you ever wondered how elite athletes manage to stay in peak condition without constantly breaking down their bodies from intense training? Because the reality is, most people focus only on training harder, but they completely ignore recovery. And over time, that's exactly what leads to fatigue, injuries, and frustration, especially as you get older. What you're looking at here is something that's becoming more common in high-performance environments, but still not widely understood. This is an underwater treadmill system, and it represents a powerful combination of hydrotherapy and controlled movement training. Now here's why this matters. When you're training on land, every step you take, whether it's running, walking, or even basic conditioning, creates impact through your joints. That stress travels through your ankles, knees, hips, and lower back. Over time, especially during menopause or as recovery slows down, that repeated stress starts to build up. That's when people begin to feel stiff, fatigued, and more prone to injury. But in water, everything changes. Because of buoyancy, your body weight can be reduced by up to 80%. That means you can still move, you can still train, you can still elevate your heart rate, but without placing the same level of pressure on your joints. So instead of breaking your body down, you're supporting it while still making progress. And that's a major shift in how you approach fitness. But it doesn't stop there. What makes systems like this even more valuable is the ability to control and observe movement in a very precise way. You're not just going through the motions. You're able to focus on posture, alignment, balance, and overall movement quality in a controlled environment. For many people, especially over 40, small imbalances in movement can lead to bigger issues over time. So being able to slow things down and correct those patterns is incredibly valuable. And then you add another layer, real-time feedback. Things like heart rate, movement efficiency, and even cardiovascular response can be monitored as you train. So instead of guessing whether something is working, you're actually seeing how your body responds in real time. And that's where training becomes much more intentional. You move away from random workouts and start following a system that's built around how your body actually works. This is something I talk about a lot inside the Ageless Warrior approach. Because real progress doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing what works consistently and with purpose. And recovery plays a huge role in that. Not just rest days, but active recovery, structured recovery, and understanding when to push and when to reset. That's where tools like this can support your overall system. Now, not everyone will have access to something like this, and that's completely fine. The goal here isn't to say you need this exact setup. It's to show you it's possible, and to help you start thinking differently about how you train and recover. Because once you understand that recovery is part of performance, not separate from it, everything starts to shift. You train smarter. You avoid unnecessary setbacks. And you build a body that can actually sustain progress over time. If you want to explore this further, I've put together a full breakdown of how strength training, conditioning, and recovery all fit together inside a structured 12-week system. I also go deeper into the types of tools and methods being used right now to support that process. You can find more details through the link. Take your time, look into it, and see what makes sense for you. Because at the end of the day, this isn't about pushing harder. It's about building something that lasts. And once you start combining the right training with the right recovery, that's when everything begins to come together. You feel stronger. You move better. And you stay consistent without constantly feeling like you're starting over. And that's what this is really about. For more information, click the link in the description.
When we look at performance, recovery, and long-term health, especially during menopause, it's important to understand that the body is undergoing significant physiological changes. Hormonal shifts, particularly the decline in estrogen, affect multiple systems at once. This includes bone density, muscle mass, cardiovascular health, and the body's ability to recover from physical stress. As a result, many individuals experience increased fatigue, joint discomfort, slower recovery, and changes in metabolism. This is where low-impact, controlled training environments can play a valuable role. One method that has gained attention in both clinical and athletic settings is aquatic, including the use of underwater treadmill systems. From a medical standpoint, the primary benefit begins with buoyancy. When the body is immersed in water, a portion of body weight is supported externally. This reduces the mechanical load placed on joints such as the knees, hips, and spine. In some cases, this reduction can be as high as 70 to 80%, depending on the depth of immersion. This allows individuals to perform movement-based exercise with significantly less joint stress, while still maintaining cardiovascular engagement. In addition to reduced impact, water also provides natural resistance. Unlike traditional environments where resistance is often directional, water creates multi-directional resistance. This means that muscles are engaged more evenly throughout movement. This can support improved muscular balance, coordination, and joint stability over time. Another important factor is hydrostatic pressure. Water applies consistent pressure to the body, which can assist with circulation. This may support venous return, reduce swelling, and contribute to improved cardiovascular efficiency during and after activity. There is also evidence suggesting that aquatic environments can support reductions in blood pressure and improvements in heart rate variability. These are important indicators of cardiovascular health and recovery capacity for individuals experiencing menopause. Related symptoms, such as increased inflammation or joint discomfort. Consistent physical activity. Consistency is a key factor in maintaining both metabolic health and musculoskeletal integrity. Additionally, controlled environments like underwater treadmill systems allow for more precise observation of movement patterns. From a clinical perspective, this can be useful in identifying imbalances, asymmetries, or inefficient movement mechanics. Addressing these issues early can help reduce the risk of injury and improve overall functional movement. It is also worth noting that engaging in structured, low-impact exercise can have positive effects on mental well-being. Regular movement has been associated with improved mood, reduced stress levels, and better overall quality of life. These factors are particularly relevant during periods of hormonal transition. However, it is important to understand that while tools such as aquatic training systems can be beneficial, they are not a standalone solution. They are most effective when integrated into a broader, structured approach that includes strength training, appropriate nutrition, and adequate recovery strategies. Before beginning any new exercise program, especially one that involves changes in intensity or environment, it is advisable to consult with a qualified healthcare professional. This ensures that the chosen approach is appropriate for your individual health status and needs. In summary, aquatic-based training methods offer a combination of reduced joint stress, improved circulation, controlled resistance, and enhanced movement awareness. These factors can support both performance and recovery. Menopause. Understanding how to apply these methods appropriately can make a meaningful difference in long-term health outcomes and overall physical function.